You ready? Good. What's the mentality right now, Cody? Coming off a tough loss, it's never easy. You guys have been through it before. What do you see from the guys?
I'm looking so inward right now. I have to play extremely better. I'll take a lot of accountability for the struggles that we had in TCU. I let Coach Fessy, Coach A-Rod know that instantly. I have to play better. Me personally, I think with me playing better and giving more effort and being a little more detailed, it can spread throughout the offense and it can spread through my group, spread throughout the team. So I'm looking inwardly and trying to focus on how I can be a leader on the field, how I can set the tone, and how I can make efficient plays and be as efficient as I can in the run game so that we can play really well.
Do you see a lot of guys kind of taking that same, hey, personal accountability, I need to step up like you're talking about? Is that kind of what you're seeing from a lot of the players?
Yeah, definitely. I think the maturity of this team, a lot of dudes, Keaton especially, is a guy that's been around the block, played in a lot of big games, played and seen a lot of different football, and he's made a lot of mistakes. He's made a lot of great plays. So, just starting with him and then having a trickle-down effect on our side of the ball is just a bunch of dudes that's been around the block and have played a lot that are definitely looking inward. And our coaches always come into meetings and they take a lot of responsibility when we're not as successful as we want to be. But this group, definitely, we've talked together without our coaches and just made sure that everybody knows we can be more accountable and we can do things that can mold and sculpt the offense, which we know we can.
You guys last week, obviously, you got to return to action. Are you feeling 100% physically finally?
Yes, I feel really good. I feel like I'm back in my mojo. Now it's just about getting the jitters out, and now it's about just playing fast and being confident in my preparation, whether that's film, whether that's the reps that I'm doing out here, and just feeling the game.
Kalani earlier in the week was asked about the month of October last year. Things spiraled a little bit for this team. And he was asked the question, what makes you feel confident you guys can avoid a similar type spiral this year? What's your thought?
I think I can't speak for everybody's mindset on the team, but I know my mindset is kind of we're all on the same page, which is, like I said, just everybody take accountability. Everybody take, ownership of the parts that we know in our individual selves that we messed up, and they'll trickle through the offense.
What do you expect?
I'm just curious, do you think this team is better equipped to handle, some adversity early in October than it was last year?
I don't know the discrepancies between this team or last year's team on an adverse standpoint. But I know I watched film today. I was on the team last year, and I was a big part of that spiraling down. There was a play in the Notre Dame game, first down, we're backed up on our own 12-yard line. I don't pick the right guy, and I get too far down the field, and Jaron gets it wasn't on 12. It was like on the 6 or 4 yard line, and we get a safety. I had another play call where I needed to win my route so we could push the ball down the field, and I didn't get that. It was a play in Arkansas where it was a third down call. We were still in the game. I think it was in the third quarter where we got the coverage that we wanted to. A-Rod called a specific play to where I would hit the middle of the defense, and I didn't see the signal properly, and I ran the wrong route. So I was on that team last year, and I think just guys coming over now, we've been through that. I'm just speaking on my behalf, but it's a bunch of guys that have been through that, and I think that the guys that have been through that and the guys that have transferred in and been through that, we can deal with adverse situations. So,
what do you see from Tech just on film?
Great football team. Great football team. A lot of length on the back end. Linebackers fly around. The front, the D linemen are pretty hefty, pretty physical, and they rally to the football. So we're going to have to come with our A game, and we're going to have to no game is perfect. No team plays a game perfect, but we can always have perfect effort, and we can always give it our best shot and give it everything that we have, and the results will take care of themselves.
How big of a boost is LaVell Edwards Stadium in your mind for you guys as a team?
I mean, this is going to be my first time actually getting to play in our home stadium this season. So I think it's going to be something, that I'll feel in my bones with the crowd behind me, my family behind me. So I think for me it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be pretty fun and going to be I want to feel that vibration behind me when I'm playing.
Cody, let's talk a little third downs, because third downs is big against TCU. We weren't able to convert as many as you guys want. Obviously, you want to convert all of them.
Yeah.
What's the key on third down to be more successful and be able to keep those drives alive?
Cody Epps has to be much more decisive. Cody Epps has to come out and play with intensity. Cody Epps has to make sure that he's in the right spot so that he can do his part, which will have a trickle effect amongst the offense. So that's what I'm looking forward to in this game, is just making sure that I do my part so that we can get to third and short and we can get to third and medium. And then if we do get a third and long situation, when we call the play up, I can do my part so we can execute.
How much power do you feel that I'm saying this? I'm sure you've been saying it to yourself, ever since the game or
Yeah.
whatever. But how empowering is it to like take it and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do?
So battling injuries this season, battling injuries in my career, the most frustrating part is, like we talk about adversity, and we talk about when the cards are dealt and they don't fall in the favor that you want them to, what are you going to do about it? So that's the biggest thing and the biggest mindset that I have right now. I haven't been doing a great job of it just because I get so frustrated because I want to do everything the right way and I want to be on top of things. But I think just coming into it, if I can give my best effort and I can be very precise on the details, I can empower myself. And like I said, like I keep saying, it's going to trickle to the rest of the guys. So,
Good. Hey,
yeah.
Thanks,
Cody.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Good luck this week. Look how he just tells it how it is, how he sees it.
I appreciate it.
Just, I'm not mincing words.
I don't care. Partner, I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, keep your bumper off of there.
I think so.
Whenever you're ready.
We'll wait for you.
This is really fun when you suck on offense.
It's always
that on the record?
such a joy, but
Sure.
Kalani's made a lot of the third downs, obviously. I think he said the average was 3rd and 9 for you guys against TCU. What's the goal this week to get better on that?
I think we're close to 3rd and 9 for the season.
Okay.
I think it's somewhere around there. Yeah. We got, obviously it sounds too simple, but you just have to play better on 1st and 2nd down. We're not making enough yards on the early downs, and we're putting ourselves in tough 3rd and 9s, 3rd and longs, a lot of those, and those aren't easy. The last couple of years we've been good on 3rd down because we get ourselves to a manageable distance, and then a lot of times we would be in a position to be really aggressive on 3rd down because we could even use 4th down if we were close enough. But this year it's been a struggle being 3rd and long all the time. So the goal is just to be more efficient on early downs.
Kalani said on Monday that pretty much everything was on the table to get to some of those 3rd and manageables.
Yeah.
Have you thought at all about like what you can do maybe play calling wise, is like running the ball less on the table or anything like that?
I mean, I've thought about everything. I mean, and not trying to mock your question or anything like that. I'm just literally like don't sleep, working 24/7 on this. And so we're looking at every option we have to just, whether it's players, every player we have in the program, every scheme you can think of that might have a chance. At this point in the season, it's hard to put in completely new schemes. Those things usually don't turn out well if you practice them for 2 or 3 days. But we are constantly evaluating everything we do.
we were just talking to Cody, and he gave like a lot of personal responsibility on himself. He said, I need to be better, I need to do this, I want to do these things that'll help it trickle to the team. He said a lot of the players are doing that after this tough loss. Is that what you see from the guys, and how valuable is it?
Yeah, we have good guys on this team. I appreciate their accountability, and it starts with me. I've told the players Monday that the product on the field is my responsibility, and it hasn't been good enough, and so I'll never blame them. I'll always stand here and take any questions and take any heat that comes. And when we've been really good on offense, that's been nice, but lately we have not been good enough, and so that's on me. And so I'll never blame them, and I appreciate them being accountable. Though we do need that. We need everybody in the program to look at themselves and see what they can do better, coaches and players.
I wanted to ask about Keanu, obviously his connection to Texas Tech with his dad and everything.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he was recruited here and just bringing him to BYU?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't directly involved in his recruitment, so I've gotten to know Keanu more since he's been here, and he's you know, just a joy to coach. He's a great kid, and talk about someone who's accountable, you know, and there's been times in his career where he was playing a lot and then not playing very much for a while because like Puka and Samson and some guys came back from injury, and then when he did get his chance, he played really well again, never complained, just kept working. He's a team guy all the way.
Has he been banged up at all this year, and do you
Yes.
expect him to play?
Yeah, he's pretty banged up for a few weeks now. He's not quite 100%. He's just a really tough kid, so he keeps wanting to play every week, but he is limited right now. He's been limited for a bit, and so he's just battling through it.
Is there any concern about the amount of hits that Keaton's taken? He got it pretty slow a couple of times against TCU.
Of course. I mean, we are doing a decent job in pass protection, considering the fact that our run game is struggling so badly. You know, the best pass protection is a great run game, and the last few years when we've been able to run the ball well, our play action pass has been pretty deadly, and that's where we've gotten most of our explosive plays. And with our struggles in the run game, now the play action pass is sort of, you know, not as viable as it's been, and then you become more reliable on just straight drop back pass. And once the other team can pin their ears back, man, it gets tough. So considering the fact that we're in that position, I'm proud of our O-line for how they've protected in our court and our running backs. I mean, we definitely would like to do better, but the best way to fix that is to run the ball better.
Speaking of Keaton, he didn't look as crisp as I think we've seen him earlier this year in that last game. Is there a reason for that, or is it just, you know, getting the rust off from the bye week, or just you expect him to be back to what we've seen earlier?
Yeah, he didn't have a great game, but nobody did. I mean, Saturday was not a good day at all, and it starts with me, and I take responsibility for it. But I have a lot of belief in him and expect him to bounce back and play well, and he, you know, that's what I expect.
How close is Aiden to coming back, and how much do you think him not being available has affected the run game so far?
I think he's really close. I think there's a good chance he'll play this week, and we miss him. Yeah, I think Aiden's a good player, and he did a great job in fall camp, and obviously we watched very closely what he did last year. You know, rushed for 1,000 yards last year, so we'd love to get him back, and looking forward to his return.
Do you feel like Chase has ascended to the #1 role at wide receiver?
We don't really think of it that way, but Chase has been, I think, you know, he's been very productive, and he is playing good football. I mean, he's been a bright spot in what, you know, a situation that's been difficult. He's been a bright spot for sure. Okay. That was fun. Wow. Thanks for being nice, guys.
Hopefully didn't beat you up too bad.
It's one game, you know. Hopefully next game we'll be talking about different stuff.